Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
People on Microsoft Teams, am I audible?
Yes,
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
you are audible.
Okay then. So, good evening, everyone. Myself, Tushar Sharma. I am the GDSC lead of Amity University, Mumbai, and I would like to welcome you all in our first session, info session of Flutter Festival 2022. So, I just want to ask you a question. Do you have any idea about Flutter? What is Flutter? I want to hear it from the audience. So, can someone just unmute them and tell me what is Flutter actually? What do you think? What is actually Flutter?
It's a framework used to make Android apps.
Yes, that's the correct answer. Anyone else? Offline people, what do you think? What is Flutter? Excellent. That's a very correct answer. So yeah, what is Flutter? Flutter is actually open source development which is made by Google for developing apps for all the platforms. That means you don't need to make apps specially for Android, iOS, or web applications using Flutter. What you can do is you can directly make apps for any of the platforms, which is Android, iOS, or any web application. So let's do one thing. Let's dive deep into what is Flutter. So what is Flutter Festival actually? So Flutter Festival is actually a community event which is organized by Google so that students, you guys who are tech enthusiasts, can learn more about Flutter as well as Firebase and other Google Cloud technologies which are used for making applications for Android, iOS, and other platforms. So this is all about Flutter Festivals. So let me tell you what all you are going to learn in Flutter Festivals. First of all, you will be learning about what is Flutter, the basics of Flutter, and how you can design apps in Flutter using other Google Cloud technologies such as Firebase, Google Cloud, etc. Okay, so now moving on to what is the whole timeline of this program. So the whole timeline of this program starts from today till 30th of March. So what all you have to do is within this deadline, you have to learn Flutter as well as how Flutter can be used or how applications can be made using Flutter and different platforms such as Firebase and Google Cloud platforms. I guess you guys must have participated in 30 days of Google Cloud program. So I just wanted to know a total count. How many people participated in 30 days of Google Cloud program? Can I just get? Can you guys raise your hands? Okay, I can see one hand raised. Okay, that's great. I can see a lot of people raising their hands. Okay, great. So, what is the entire technology stack which we are going to learn in this Flutter Festival program? So, the main programming language which is used in making Flutter apps is known as Dart. Dart is a programming language which you actually going to use for making such applications using Flutter. Okay, so now let me tell you what you guys are going to use in the backend. Of course, Flutter will help you in making the front end and all, but definitely your application also requires a back end, right? It cannot just be a front end application. So what are you going to use for that? So as I said, for that, since Flutter is developed by Google, so it is quite compatible with Google platforms such as Firebase and Google Cloud Platform. So in this whole program, we'll be teaching you how to integrate your web applications using Firebase and Google Cloud. So this is the whole technology stack of this Flutter Festival 2022. So now, moving on to what you have to do once you are done with making your whole application. You have learned Flutter, you have learned how to integrate Firebase and Google Cloud Platform using Flutter. Now, what you have to do? So, what are the perks of this program? So, let me tell you what you have to do. You have to submit your platform on
Can you
the
please start the recording?
it is it's in live on YouTube. What I'll do is I'll be sending you the YouTube link. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Sorry
Excellent.
for interrupting.
Not at all, not an issue, not an issue. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, so submissions of this can be done during the whole timeline, which is February 14th to March 30th, 2022. So in this deadline, what you have to do is you have to learn all the tech stack, the Flutter, Firebase, Google Cloud Platform, make a make an application for that, and then you have to submit it on the Dev Library platform. All these things will be sent to you via your Flutter facilitator. Else, you can contact your GDSC chapter, and the GDSC lead and the entire team will be providing you all the details of submission of app submission. Okay. So I guess this is more or less clear. If it's not clear, just let me know. I will repeat a particular point again. Can I just get a acknowledgement from the participants online or online participants? Is it fine?
It's clear.
Okay. Okay, fine. So these are all the content evaluation guidelines. How if we find you have to submit a README file, a good README file for that, which explains each and every point of your app. Why have you made that app? What all technology stack you have used in that app, and how is it beneficial for the society? You need to include all these things in your app submission. All these will be sent to you via your GDSC. And so, as you know, every time when Google launches a particular program, you have certain perks for that. You get some certificates for that. So, this time also, you will be getting certificates for this program. But the criteria for getting the certificate is okay, you have to successfully contribute to the Dev library platform. What does that mean? That means you have to successfully submit an app. It's not like you have to submit an individual app. You can form a whole team, an entire team, and you can start working on the app and you can submit it. That's also fine. Either you can do it individually, else you can do it with a team. And along with that, you have to attend all the events which will be organized by your GDSC, by your respective GDSC. Okay, so these are the two criteria which are quite necessary for app submission. Okay, so now, let's move on to the main perks of this program. What will you get? Okay, you have submitted your application. Now, what's the next step? Okay, so we will be evaluating your applications, the ones which are made by you, and the best one will be receiving some goodies as well as some sort of recognition on social media of your respective GDSC. So this is one of the main perks of this particular program. Okay, so now let's move on to what is actually Flutter. Okay, so before that, what I have for you is we actually have a small quiz which we have planned for you, and the one who will be winning this quiz, that particular person will be getting some sort of swags and goodies from GDSC Amity University Mumbai. So let me just stop sharing my screen, and I'll ask Meet to share his screen. Meet. Please share your screen. उधर भी स्ट्रीम यार्ड पे भी किया स्ट्रीम यार्ड पे भी कर रहा है ना दोनों जगह पे हो रहा है ना मेरे को इधर नहीं दिख रहा है Guys, just wait for 2 minutes. I'll be sharing my screen, and I'll also send you the code with which you can join that particular quiz. Uh, s- so, guys, uh, you have to go to slido.com, and over there you have to type this code, which is 511236, and using this you will be able to join the quiz. So please, I would request you all to go to slido.com and enter the code 511236. Is it clear with anyone? The link is slido.com. I guess it is visible on the screen. slido.com. Slido.com. And the code is 511236. So I can see Ishita over here. So guys, please join in. I'll repeat once again. Uh, the code is 511236, and the website name is 511, slido.com. And you just have to enter the code over there. Okay, I can see 19 people who are joined. Okay, the count is 23. Very good. Come on, guys, you just have 3 minutes, 3 minutes more, and you have to join in. Come on, guys. So, this is going to be a quite challenging quiz for you guys, so be prepared. And remember, the one who wins the quiz will be getting swags and goodies from their respective GDSC. So, let's hope for the best and may the best person win. Come on, guys, join in. So I can see 45 people right now. As soon as the count goes beyond 100, we will be starting with the quiz. So I request you all to join in as soon as possible. Okay, guys, the count is 53. Quite fine. Let's start it at 70. Come on, guys, join in. 5 minutes more. Okay, the count is 63. Come on, guys, 7 people. Just 7 people. We will be starting once we cross 70 marks. So please join in. Excellent. The count is 68. Two more. Come on, guys. It's 6:25. We'll start at 6:26. 1 minute more. Okay, the count is 71.
Yes,
So
can you send the link again? I can't see the link.
just go to slido.com and type 511236. Slido.com. Slido.com. I guess it is visible on the screen.
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Excellent. Okay, the count is 78. Excellent. I didn't expect that. Okay, 79. Once it crosses 81, we'll start. Okay, it has crossed it. Okay, 83. I guess we should start. So I would request me to start with the quiz. All the best, everyone.
Good evening, one and all present here. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Meet Mali. I'm the core committee member of GDSC and I will take you all through this quiz. I hope you all will enjoy it. Should we start with the quiz? तो change करना पड़ेगा. Let's start with the quiz. Change the per question. Question change the per. तू कर रहा है ना प्रेजेंट स्क्रीन को. नहीं हुआ है. Okay, so what is Flutter? Option A, Flutter is an open source DBMS. Option B, Flutter is an open source UI toolkit. Option C, Flutter is an open source backend toolkit. Or option D, all of the above. Well done, guys. Next question, please. A second question is, the first alpha version of Flutter was released in option A, May 2017, option B, May 2018, option C, May 2016, option D, May 2019. Here comes the third question. Flutter is mainly optimized for Dash that can run on both Android and iOS platforms. Option A, 2D mobile apps. Option B, desktop only. Option C, tablet only. Option D, none of the above. थोड़ा कमेंट देना. Here comes our question 4. Is Flutter a SDK? Option A, yes. Option B, no. Option C, maybe. Option D, can't say. उसका नाम लेकर क्षितिज वगैरह the top 3 are. So Abhishek Patil is leading the quiz. Well done, Abhishek. Here comes our fifth question. What is Dart? Option A, Dart is an object-oriented programming language. Option B, Dart is used to create a front-end user interfaces. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. Again, Abhishek Patil is leading the quiz. Here comes the question 6. What are the advantages of Flutter? Option A, cross-platform development. Option B, faster development. Option C, UI focused. Option D, all of the above. Also guys, keep a check of the time. All question has around 20 seconds. Here comes the question 7. Dash in Flutter are used as an identifier for widgets, elements, and semantics nodes. Option A, buttons. Option B, keys. Option C, widgets. Option D, none of the above. Here comes the question 8. What types of tests can you perform in Flutter? Option A, unit test. Option B, widget test. Option C, integration test. Option D, all of the above. Question 9. Dash in Flutter is a refresh rate of our animation. Option A, show. Option B, ticker. Option C, refresh. Option D, none of the above. Here comes our last question. What are the different build modes in Flutter? Option A, debug. Option B, profile. Option C, release. Option D, all of the above. This is the last question. Congratulations to all the winners and runner-up. Abhishek Patil has won the quiz. So Abhishek Patil, congratulations. Now I would like Tushar to call upon to carry on with the session. I hope you all enjoyed the quiz. Thank you so much.
Hello guys. So Just let me share my PPT. Guys, let me just share my PPT once. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Tushar, it is.
Okay. Okay, so moving on to our first question, like what is Flutter? Actually, I guess all of you must have answered it, but let me just repeat it again. So, Flutter is a Google portable UI toolkit. What is UI? That is user interface. The interface which we see when we open a particular application, we use an application. So that's called as user interface for building multi-platform applications. What do you mean by multi-platform? An application which we can run on various platforms such as Android, iOS, and maybe on the browser. So that's what it's Flutter. Okay, so the code base supports which all platforms. So it supports Android, it supports iOS, it supports web, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, as well as embedded. So we can say that this UI toolkit, which is made by Google, it is possible to make all kind of applications. So we no need to worry about anything. If you make a particular application, it will run on each and every platform. Okay, so what does Flutter comprise of? Okay, so in Flutter, each and every object which you create, that is known as a widget. Everything is a widget. For example, I want to create a particular button to sign in my device. For example, there is a sign in button. There is a username and password text field. What do you mean by text field? Text field is something wherein we input some sort of text, and what in password also we are having some sort of text, right? And at the end we have to click on the sign in button. So all these things, these are known as widgets. Okay, and there are various properties in widgets. For example, you can change the color, you can increase the size, you can add some sort of effects in that, and all this is done using Dart programming language. So this is what actually Flutter is, and this is how we make apps. You have to make a particular app or a particular design or maybe a particular user interface inside a widget. So there is there is a bigger widget for the whole application, and inside there are small widgets for a small things or for some operations which you have to do. Okay, so why we use Flutter? Why is Flutter more preferable as compared to other you can say programming languages, frameworks, etc. It is fast. Yes, it's very fast. You can develop your application within like in a less number of time, in smaller duration of time if you use Flutter. And Flutter is very productive. You can easily make apps. You can add some sort of effects in that. It is very beautiful, yes, because the UI is quite good when if you make any application using Flutter. It's portable, and the best thing is it's open source. It's accessible to everyone, and anyone can use it. As I said, Flutter is very fast, so this all say that it is productive, it's beautiful, it's open source. And now let's move on to Firebase. So as I told you that along with the front end part, which is UI development, you will also be learning how to connect it with the back end. So what is Firebase? So Firebase is somewhat like a backend service, which is also connected by Google, in which you can connect your entire backend. Let me give you a very simple example. You guys must have seen some sort of forms on every website, feedback forms. On every company website, on any shopping website, you must have seen such kind of forms, right? So if you want to connect your backend, if you want to see that data somewhere, okay, So what you can use, the simplest tool which is available and which is made by Google, it's Firebase. Okay, so you can see all those entries in that particular cloud. Or what I can say is you can create a database, you can put some sort of values inside that, for example, name, contact number, email ID, and then you can access it through Firebase. So you are also going to learn how to integrate Firebase with Flutter to make modern applications. So this is the second module of this festival, Flutter Festival. And apart from that, I guess you guys told me that you guys have participated in 30 days of Google Cloud. So I think you guys are quite known with what is Google Cloud and how we use it. So as the name suggests, Google Cloud. So you can store your data on Google Cloud. You can create databases, etc., and you can store it on Google Cloud. So you are going to learn integration of Firebase and Google Cloud in this Flutter festival. So now moving on to case studies. So you can, or if you are interested in some sort of case studies of how a particular application is made or the evolution of Flutter and how Flutter is useful in making certain mobile applications. If you want to learn about it, if you want to dig deep into the research part, then you can go through these research papers. The link will be provided to you by your respective GDSC leads and the core committee. So don't worry about it. If you are a research oriented person, then I guess you should give it a try. So that's all, and from our end. And now I'll be like to call Ansh to share his screen and show you how you guys can install Flutter on Android, or sorry, using Android Studio as well as using VS Code. So Ansh, please share your
Okay.
screen.
I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
The screen is visible, right? Yes. Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Ansh Davra, and I'll be going through getting started with Flutter, and I'll be showing how to install Flutter on your devices. So first of all, we'll visit the main website. The website is flutter.dev. This is the official website of Flutter, and you can basically get each and every resource for building your app over here. So if we take a look at this website, we can see the features of Flutter, the advantages of Flutter, the showcase, like the examples, use cases, and everything. Uh, we'll click on Get Started, and when clicking on Get Started, we get transferred to the install page. We'll select our operating system. Currently, I'm on Windows, so as everyone can see. So I'll be selecting. So basically, for any new piece of software or SDK or any new kind of technology, it's always the best practice to refer to the official documentation of these technologies, because these are actually written by the people who have created this technology. So it's always reliable and up to date. So for installing, let's take a look at these system requirements. So for installing it on Windows, the operating system requirements are Windows 7 Service Pack 1 or later. So I currently have Windows 11, so that's good. Disk space is 1.64 gigabytes, so that's also good. And the tools required are Windows PowerShell and Git for Windows. Uh, this is required if you are directly installing, downloading Flutter using Git from the Git repository that Flutter is being worked on. But right now we'll be downloading the Flutter SDK using this link. We'll click on this button and it will begin downloading. I have actually already downloaded. It's quite a large file. It's about 900 MB. So I'll cancel this. I've already downloaded it. So okay. So after downloading, what we'll do is I'll go to the downloads page, and I think I deleted it by accident. Just give me a second. Okay. So this is the Flutter zip file which I downloaded earlier. What we'll do now is, first of all, we'll extract this zip file. Okay, I'll re-download it. I'll download it again. Uh, just give me 2 minutes to download. After it downloads, actually we need to update our path in Windows. So I'll show that too. And if you don't want to download it from here, you can use this command and clone the Git repository directly. So if you want to take a look at the Git repository, this is where each and everything related to Flutter development occurs. You can keep track of all the issues and the new features which are being constantly added to Flutter. So like there are a lot of open issues, and this is an open source project basically from Google. This is maintained by Google and taken care by Google, but you can also contribute to such projects. And there are quite a lot of branches to this as well. Like there's the dev branch, the master branch, the stable branch, and we'll be using the stable branch for this demonstration. So it's almost done. Apart from this, again, if you take a look at the homepage of flutter.dev, there's actually something called Dartpad. So what Dartpad is basically, it's a web interface, like a web code editor, a website-based code editor, and with that you can directly edit and like check out Flutter and Dart on the web in a web page interface as well. So like over here, this is basically for testing out new things, or if you want to just try out Flutter and Dart. So they have already shown a sample app over here, and if I run it, it will give me an output. It will build an app and give me an output actually over here. See over here. So with this, you can try out new features or new widgets as well. So it's downloaded.
Ansh, could you please share the link with me?
For the Dartpad.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, please put it in the chat box here. For those who are not able to access it, don't worry. I'll be sending you the link on your WhatsApp groups as well as on your mail.
And even if you cannot access, you can directly go to this website and just click on this button, and it will redirect you to this website where you can run and try out new Flutter widgets or play around with Flutter. Now, after it's downloaded, like you can see over here, I'll just extract this. I don't know what happened. Am I audible right now? I think my screen just froze.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, you are audible. Okay, thank you. It's working now. So what you have to do over here is just extract this Flutter zip file And after extracting, you just need to create a new, if you have administrator privileges in your system, like I have over here, what you just need to do is create a, uh, go to your C drive. Okay. I think my Windows Explorer is not responding. I don't know what's happening. I'll just tell you what to do next. I'll just dictate what you need to do actually. So in the C drive, just create a folder called SRC, SRC in lowercase. After creating that folder, paste that Flutter folder which you extracted in the SRC folder. I'll show that to you once this gets fixed. What's happening? Tushar, could you just share your screen? I'll just show it through your screen. I think my OS is not responding at all. My mouse clicks are not working. I don't know what happened.
I guess I'm also facing the same issue. Uh, let's
And the file explorer, I can't even restart the explorer. I don't know what to do.
I guess the since Android Studio is running in the background, that's why it's taking that much.
But I can't. Okay, just
Yeah, you can restart it probably.
it, I can't even click on restart. I don't know. Ah, okay, it's working now.
Just a minute, guys. Ans is facing some technical issues. He'll be back in a minute. So, guys, Ansh is back and
Okay.
he'll be resuming from where he has stopped. So, just give me a minute. I'll share my screen.
Tushar, is my screen visible now?
Yes, I guess it's visible.
Okay. So what I was telling is just extract this into a folder. Like normally extract this and create a source folder, SRC folder. This is what I would recommend to do because if your username on your PC contains spaces, it could cause problems in the future. So this would be the most convenient way to store such external SDKs or to run such external SDKs without any problems. So just create a SRC folder over here and then paste that Flutter folder in that SRC folder. So this is what it should look like. Has anyone done this till now or should I just continue with the procedure?
You can continue.
Okay. So after you have done this, what you need to do is add this Flutter bin folder to the path. So just search add environment variables or just directly search environment variables. So you'll get an option over here in your search option, and this would open a window. Just click on environment variables over here, and in your user variables, just click on this path, click on edit, and just paste this path over here. If you can't write it over, if you want to add a new entry, just click on new and paste this path over here. You can directly get this path just by right clicking on the bin folder from the Flutter folder. So directly copy as path over here, or if you can't do that, just enter the bin folder and click on the address bar at the top and copy it from there. So just copy it from here, edit environment variables, click on new, paste it over here. It should look like this. And after you do that, click on OK, and again OK, and once again OK. So with this, your path is set. Now, if you open your terminal, so I am using PowerShell, but even if you use command prompt or git bash, anything should be fine. So if I type over here Flutter Doctor, Doctor is basically a diagnostic tool provided in Flutter. It checks for software and Android SDKs and your current version, and checks for newer versions of your Flutter. So if there's by chance any new version that's released for Flutter, you can execute this command. It will tell you to upgrade. Flutter using Flutter upgrade. And after you use the command Flutter upgrade, you can upgrade your Flutter directly from the terminal. So what you need to check initially is that this should be a green tick over here. Flutter channel stable. We are currently using the stable channel, so it shows stable. The version 2.10.2, and this is the operating system. Apart from this, I have IntelliJ, IDEA, Android Studio, and VS Code, all three of them. So it's showing tick over here, but this is this you can skip. This is not really necessary at this point of time. We'll be using either VS Code or Android Studio. I'll show them both. So after this comes and everything's fine, first of all I'll show the VS Code part. So I'll open a new window. So for setting up the environment for Flutter development, you need to install a few extensions provided by the Flutter team. So to install extensions in Visual Studio Code, what you need to do is first of all go to the extensions panel, search for Flutter first. So this is the extension that we need to install. Install this, and then after installing, if it asks you to restart your VS Code window, then just restart it. And after that, again, check the extensions panel and search for Dart. This also needs to be installed. So after installing both, just use the shortcut Control Shift P, and for Mac users, I think it's Command Shift P, and type Flutter project. Basically, if you type Flutter, it should show three options over here. We need to create a new project, so I'll just click on New Project. We'll be creating a Flutter application, so I'll be selecting the application option. It needs to know the location for the application. For this demonstration, I'll just select the desktop. I'll create a name. The project name, let's say it's Flutter Fest. I press enter, and it will create the, as you can see over here, it will create the project. So everything's set up over here for us. Now, if you can see, it has several folders over here. The lib folder contains the main Dart files which we will be working with. The iOS folder contains the exported iOS code which will be used to run the Flutter application in iOS devices, and similarly for Android as well as for Windows and Mac. So this is what will be uh, with what you will be seeing once you execute the correct commands and everything. So this is how you create a new project in VS Code. Now coming to Android Studio, I'll just start Android Studio. If you are beginning, just starting out with Flutter, it would be better if you use Android Studio because each and every feature related to Flutter development as well as the documentation and all the important features are included and bundled with Android Studio. So that would be better, especially the emulator part for emulating the Android applications in your required version of Android. So over here, first of all, uh, when you open Android Studio for the first time, and if you don't have Android Studio installed, you can directly search Android Studio over here. Um, and go to this site. If anyone wants, I'll share this site as well in the chat box and Tushar can forward it to you. So this is the homepage for Android Studio. You can click over here and download Android Studio from here. Installing is pretty straightforward. After downloading, just run the exe folder and it will be installed. Just click on the recommended or the default options during the installation and everything will be fine. It's again around 900 MB, so these files are actually quite large. So after installing Android Studio, this is what you will be seeing. This is the projects page. This is the customize where you can select the theme and everything. This is the plugins. For plugins, again you need to install two plugins, basically Flutter. One's named Flutter and the other is Dart. After you install, click on new Flutter project. Okay. A new window opens up and it requires you, first of all, select Flutter over here. If you don't select, then you will not be able to see the Flutter project options. So over here, we need to add the Flutter Sdk path. So as you know, this was the Sdk path which we originally put the Flutter project, Flutter Sdk files in. So C drive, src, Flutter, and this is the Sdk files. After selecting the Sdk path, you need to and name your project. So again, I'll just name it Flutter Fest. You can change the description if you want. For organization, I'd recommend this is basically the domain of the application, I think. So what I usually do is just write my whole name over here after the this part, com. This should be kept as default only. There's no need to change this. You will not be touching both Kotlin or Swift for the most part, especially in the beginning part during the Flutter development. And for platforms, the default is Android, iOS. Apart from these, Linux, macOS, web, and Windows, all are available, and you can export your project in for these environments as well. Web is fully supported. Windows is getting more and more support now. I think on the Flutter's YouTube official channel, they have released in the latest update a lot of support for the Windows platform, and macOS and Linux are also getting support from the open source contributors as well as the Flutter team. This There's no need to change anything over here. After this, just click on finish. It will create a new project. It will load the project. It will take some time as well. Android Studio is actually quite heavy for your devices. If your device does not have a powerful processor or a good GPU or like an appropriate amount of RAM, like if your laptop only has 4 GB or something, so it would make your laptop quite slow during the development. So it would be better if you use VS Code in that case. So this is what you will see. This is the README. Like Tushar said at the beginning during the presentation that you need to make your README properly so you can change over here. And again, these are the 4 files and folders. If you want to emulate in your device, like the Android devices or something, you can click over here, this button, Apd Manager, and create your virtual device. This again requires some files to download, like the operating system which you select. Like in this case, I'll be developing an application for a phone, so I'll just select which phone I want. In this case, I'll select Pixel 5, click on next. Now over here, there are a variety of options for the API level of the operating system which you will be developing for. So there's 30, 29 and everything. This is Android 9, as everyone knows. This is Android Q or 10, as we all know, and this is 11. So you can download any one of these and click on next. After setting it up, you can just click on finish. Everything will be done. So yeah, it takes a lot of memory actually. Like my previous ones took about 10 GB, as you can see over here. After this, just click on the play button. It will show some errors initially, but it will run after some time. As you can see over here, starting AVD shows up over here. So it will start running. Just give it some time. So as you can see over here, it's starting. Coming to the actual code of Flutter, this is the default template which you will be provided with when you initially create a Flutter project. So these are the packages that will be included over here. This is the material.dart file. This contains the full material UI guidelines. And if you want to develop specifically for iOS, there's also Cupertino or something, I think. You can import that as well. And I'll just show how to run the Flutter app. And after running, Meet can continue with the development part. So I'll just tell you a few tips and tricks for Android Studio as well. Suppose you don't understand something over here. So I don't know what theme data is. I'll just click on, I'll press Control plus Q. And with that, you can just load the whole documentation for this theme data widget. These are all widgets actually. See this, if you have any basic idea of about any programming languages, you know this is a function. This is the return type. Widget is the return type. This is the function name. These are the function parameters or arguments. This is what we will be returning. Material app is the basic, the whole outline of the app. We will be making a material app. So this is the widget we will be using. This is the title of the app. So the emulator has loaded up. I'll just start the build process for the application, default application, by clicking over here. This also takes quite some time, and basically the biggest advantage of Flutter is that after loading it for the first time, there's a feature called hot reload. With that, if you just make slight changes, like over here, if the primary swatch, if this value needs to be changed, suppose I don't like blue, I want to keep it as red, I just change that and click on hot reload. There's a button over here as well. So if I click on that, the Flutter application gets reloaded in an instant. So there's no need to constantly rebuild these applications again and again, because if we rebuild the application after making every single change, it would take quite a lot of time. So this is one of the biggest advantages of Flutter. Uh, like it vastly increases your development time. You don't need to wait for each and every feature to show up after building the application. The initially when you first launch this application, it will take some time, but after that, it will run smoothly. So if anyone has any doubts till now, if anyone's facing any issues with Android Studio or VS Code, they can just let me know. I'll help them out.
Hi, so I had a doubt. I wanted to ask if I have installed both VS Code and Android Studio. So, if I need to work on Flutter, do I need to use both of them, or can I stick with either of them?
You can stick with either of them. If your system is powerful, if it can handle the load that Android Studio puts on your system, then you should use Android Studio, I believe. VS Code is fine, but I would prefer Android Studio overall.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, Ishita, what you can do is you can download two extensions from in VS Code, and using that you can run your code. And you don't need a virtual device or a virtual emulator for that. You can simply run it on your any of your browsers, either Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. That's also possible.
Okay, cool.
So thank you very much, Ansh. Thank you for showing them how Flutter works and the whole installation process. Thank you very much. So thank you guys. That's all for today from our end. I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and congratulations to Mr. Abhishek Patel for winning the quiz, and the prize will be shared very soon. Apart from that, if you guys have any doubts, you can just mail it to us on gdscaum@gmail.com. Else, what you can do is you can tell your GDSC lead to send me an email, or you can contact your respective Flutter facilitators as well. So don't worry, the recording of this session is available on YouTube, and if you have any doubts and queries, you can contact your respective GDSCs. So that's all from our end, and I would like to thank GDSC Poornima College of Engineering, Indore Institute of Science and Technology, Avantika University, and my university, Amity University, Mumbai, and VIT Sindri for collaborating for this Flutter Festival 2022. So thank you all for joining, and have a great day. Thank you.